I'm in the mood. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel really old. This is Easter. It is the 4th of April and it's 5:43 in the PM. I'm not who I once was. I hate to say it. It's mostly about location. um I grew up here, but then in the 90s from college to 25, I lived in New York, Manhattan. I went to school out there and I tried to stay there, but it didn't work. Then I came back here 1999 and I don't know, I was never able to be me again, which is stupid because I was me when I grew up here. And I was me when I lived there, but everything kind of stopped and it's just like all I've been is an observer. And that's why I make these videos and things, because I just feel like I've had time to just observe that other people who were raising kids and having a great career and all that stuff didn't have the time to do. So I've been paying attention to the news and what's going on and being involved and seeing the lies and the deceit and understanding how hard it is to be a truth teller in this world. And at this point, in the last little while, the truth is really a bad thing. Nobody wants it. Even the people who, it's not about a political party, it's not about a side, it's, it's, when they started coming up with speaking your truth, and there's no such thing. So most days when I'm watching videos or I'm watching the news, or even if I go outside and I talk to actual human being, it's just like half the time I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, no, I'm being quiet and I'm not saying anything, but whoever I'm talking to, whoever I'm listening to is still part of a dogma, or they're still in their own echo chamber, or they're being dogmatic about something. And that's why I'm just like, forget about the world and vaccines and my financial situation, stuff like that. It's just like, I don't see how I can ever I can't communicate with people properly, meaning you can't in this world. You're not gonna. I'm not gonna find like-minded people. Um, I've had too many influences. I've drawn from too many things because I didn't really, like I said, you have to choose a side. You choose the side of freedom, okay? But the side of freedom, even the people who are on freedom's side right now, a good number of them still have their own dogma that they're following. It makes it very hard. And you don't want to judge people. You don't want to say they're stupid or they're not paying attention or um they're selling out to something or whatever, but you can't help it. You're sitting there and it's just like, not even talking to somebody for 5 minutes, halfway through you're like, oh, never mind. you know I'm not talking about relationships or trying to find bestest friends. I'm just talking about just normal casual conversations you used to have with people. It's just like the minute you don't say everything that they think, it's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know where everybody became so, I almost said cordoned off. I don't know why that's the word that came to, but there's no room for discussion. Put it that way. There's no room for real conversation. Nobody wants to have a conversation. Everybody wants to go, here's what I think. Right? And then the minute you say what you think and it's not the same, they start explaining to you why you're wrong or correcting you. That's not a conversation. That's let's find out if we're exactly alike so that we can tolerate each other, because we can only tolerate ourselves. And this is I'm just every something closed down, things collapsed on itself. I'm thinking of macrame or something that's really woven, or a box in a box in a box that is just collapsed on top of collapsed on top of collapsed, and it's just like, I don't see how we're going to get back. Like I'm saying, it's not me and my situation. I see it in the whole world. If I watch something, if I watch European news, or I watch, or listen to people who are talking about any nonsense, movie stuff, and they're from Australia, or, you know what I mean? Something happened to human beings where, like, there's no getting to know people anymore because nobody wants to. Here's the shit I gotta do. Here's the bills I gotta pay. Here's what I need to do right now. You're worth my time or you're not, and it's all gonna depend on if we're the same. That's what I'm saying when I say I don't want any part of this. Yesterday I woke up. This is the thing that's been getting me for the last year and a half or more. I wake up mad. I wake up angry. And I'll wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning because I fell asleep way too early, right? 8, 9 o'clock or something. And I'll be sitting there. Last week I was watching Law and Order, and just out of nowhere I'm like, I have to sleep now. It's not like you start to feel tired and then you're like, okay, well, I'll finish this and then I'll get ready and go to bed. It's like, sleep now. My brain's just like, no, sleep now, you're done. My whole body actually is just like, sleep now, you're done. And then I get upset because I think, well, I'll just lay down for a minute, and then it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So I get upset that happens, but then I wake up bad. I remember watching, these Abraham Hicks videos and stuff like that, and I'm trying to tell you, well, here's what you do. First thing in the morning when you're brand fresh and clean, immediately think positive thoughts. And I'm like, it was so funny because I had just got into this thing where every once in a while I just wake up pissed or angry or upset or hating my life, and it's like, I don't even know what it is. Okay? I believe there are things going on. I remember when 2000 was coming, and I remember Turner Classic Movies was playing, or 2001 was coming. Turner Classic Movies was playing, 2001, and the year 2000 was coming, and a lot of people were scared. I thought it was going to be dawning of a brand new day. Everything was going to be great. And then when 2001 came, I got all excited because TCM was going to be playing it at midnight. And I watched it thinking the New Frontier. And it was funny because a couple days later, I saw Tom Hanks said that he watched the same thing at midnight. And it was just like, there was this idea growing up in the last century that this century was going to be great, and not the Jetsons exactly, or just we were going to be better. Somehow more new agey and better. And I think people are the worst they've ever been in my lifetime, for sure, any that I've witnessed. And because it seems like it's collapsing on itself, I don't feel like I don't think there's a way out for humanity to improve anymore. I think we ran out of our tries, as a species. I can foresee a situation where cataclysms will continue to happen. People will continue to be poor. There will be famine. There will be more disease, whatever. But what it's starting to look like now, instead of what we may have imagined at the beginning of this pandemic, is that the wealthy are going to be the ones to survive. And the wealthy are not, generally speaking, they're not the good guys. And good guys doesn't mean, are you a slut? Are you a gambler? Do you take drugs? Do you shoot people? Um, it's a nature. It's a nature a person has. How do they treat other people? Where's their mind at? And for me, all of our celebrities, all of our rich people, they don't seem that bright. When you listen to their philosophies, when they have their plans for going into space, or if they want to vaccinate everybody, or whatever it is they want to do, even the ones that mean well, you just say, oh my God, if they end up being a decision maker because they have money, forget it. Everybody's out of luck. And it's just like, 2 years ago, I didn't feel like I knew that it was so definite that the ones who were going to survive, the ones who were going to be in charge, for lack of a better term, they're the idiots. Village idiot. The village idiot takes over. Or the one who should be the village idiot, because the village idiot bought imaginary money and it's actually going to end up being worth something, and they'll rule the world. They'll make everybody wear their underpants on their head, and who knows, I'm not even worried. I don't even know what the feeling I have right now is. It's not sad, it's not worried. It's something like, what the fuck? But I feel like I'm watching it on a repeat, and I'm watching the episode right before it all went to hell. Which it's already mostly gone to hell, but I mean real, like, I feel like there's brilliant people in this world, whether they make art and they make music, but even like the people I used to look up to music wise, they're more worried about stuff than I am. With millions of dollars in the bank, they're worried about the wrong things, The world's coming into an end. They're still scheduling their Botox appointments, It just, I guess the pandemic and the lockdowns and everything really showed how everybody really is, because, like they talk about people in a foxhole, or, you know, if they were on the Titanic and stuff, and it's just, I think everybody sucks. Do I suck? Yeah, I think I suck in a different way, but not the stuff I think counts, and I'm sure everybody else thinks the same way. That they're doing it right, and I thought there was going to be a spiritual awakening. I thought not the great awakening and everybody. I thought everybody was going to get smarter. Not like it was just being in a pandemic, having everybody be maybe going to die. But the way we've all had to struggle because the people in charge are the idiots has made it so that what should have been a time of reflection, it should have been people getting better. Just people are like, oh, I learned how to bake bread. The sum total of their development and enlightenment came on, learning how yeast works. This crisis should have been an opportunity for great human growth, and I just feel like we're at a point. Again, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There's weird things going on. The other day, where I live in Massachusetts, it's on the south coast, right? Near Rhode Island. So the other day there were these booms. A bunch of people reported booms, and I'm watching Twitter, and all the weathermen are tweeting out because I guess people were asking them, what are those booms? What are those booms? There were booms coming from all kinds of different areas that weren't earthquakes. Some people said it felt like something hit their house, but there was no earthquake registered. Now, we got earthquakes a while back. We got 2 last year, 2020, a couple weeks apart, which didn't make sense. How do you get a couple, like one Saturday, right? 2 Saturdays later, again. So how that was an earthquake, you know what I mean? But this time there was nothing on the register or whatever. And the thing that freaked me out about it, like I'll believe there's aliens, I'll believe there's UFOs, I'll believe anything because I know how stupid things can be, and I've been alive long enough. I've never seen a UFO in my life. I've said it before. I was the kind of person to believe in that. I've never seen a ghost. I'm the kind of person to believe in that. So, but these reports came from, like, there were people in Bourne saying that, in Jamestown, Rhode Island, and Warwick, Rhode Island, and up in Boston, and it's like, that's all different kind of places. And I was sitting, it was supposed to be like 10:45 in the morning, and I was sitting right here. I may have had my headphones on, but I don't think I did, because when I started reading everybody's reports, I'm like, I didn't hear a thing. And, you know, this is the exact spot I was in when the earthquakes happened last year. I felt those for sure. I was scared to death. I thought something hit my house back when that happened. And in this case, I didn't hear anything. And I don't understand, how could people in Bourne hear something, which is to the east of me, and people in Rhode Island, which is to the west of me, both hear something, think it's an earthquake, and I'm sitting here in between these people not hearing a damn thing? Falmouth, Boston, it somehow went around. Then one of the news guys was trying to say it was something at UMass. I'm like, if it was UMass, which is right here, UMass Dartmouth, I would have heard it. I would have heard it better than everybody else, because the 2 earthquakes we had last year were both from the same spot in Dartmouth, Bliss Corner, right? Which, that, now I'm saying it again, that really doesn't make sense. But anyway, there's stuff going on. And I feel like we are supposed to be changing as humans. I want to believe I have, but my situation is exactly the same. I can't do anything about it, in that I cannot force myself to do a damn thing anymore. I have no willpower or stamina. When I try to do things, I either get sick or my bones hurt, and they make me say, you know, you're going to lay down because you have to rest or you're going to drop dead. I wasn't like this before the pandemic. This is from being stuck in a house and not doing the same things all the time, stuff like that. But there are days where it's like, what the hell? You know, my bones are gone. I bought some frankincense pills. They're not over there. I put them over there. I wasn't sure if I would have, something made me think, what if you have an allergic reaction? So I opened one and sprinkled it on my tongue. It seems like it's alright. I'm still scared to take it though, so I'd rather take it first day on a weekday. This way here, the hospital will be more active. But I want to fix myself. A couple times we got stimulus. I bought a supplement that I thought I might need. I bought some, not exactly multivitamin, but a vitamin that had like a lot of stuff that I need in it. I've taken it like 3 times in random days, and I cannot get myself to do anything. The things I want to do mentally, I don't end up doing. I'm not helping myself. I'm not fixing my situation. I'm not depressed, because a depressed person just sits there and mopes. I don't sit there and mope. I feel bad about my situation now. If my situation changed, if I got a bunch of money, like say I won the lottery. I have always said, if I won the lottery. Up until very recently, if I won the lottery, I would have thought I could have bought a life for myself to fix most of my problems and be happy about. Even before COVID, I was like, no, I can't do that anymore. Now with COVID, after this COVID pandemic and lockdowns and what's been done, the life I would have bought myself is pretty much gone. I mean, it seems like we're entering into a police state, and a police state all over the world. I keep talking about 1984. I say, I said that book so many times. I gotta reread it because, so I went and got it from the library. It's in the hallway. I gotta fumigate it first. But, because I read it when I was in junior high, and I'm like, I gotta stop recommending it and talking about it without rereading it. I remember it well, but I don't want to be here for that. If that's what's coming, and I do think it is, why am I still here? I got very sick 5 years ago, and I think about it all the time. I'm like, why didn't I just die then? I didn't feel bad about things. I didn't think the future was so rotten. Because if I died then, I wouldn't have to go through this. Why did I have to see all this stuff to make me think worse things about my time on Earth and people? Like I said, I'm in a mood. It felt like a slightly different mood than I've had before. So I literally just put the thing on and said, I'm going to start talking. I believe there are things going on. I would love it if there were other people who I could talk to about it, who I might get another idea from. But I'm locked into my own mind by myself because there isn't one single person in years who I've been able to talk to who I think understands what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm not saying this, I'm not smarter than other people. I've just been paying attention for longer. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, if somebody was taking some course and they were taking 101, and you've already got your doctorate in that subject, and now you're going to try to have a conversation with them. And it's like I'm saying, it's not about being smart. It's just I feel like I've had so much information so long, been taking it in, processing it, that if I try to have conversation with most people about the things I'm thinking about, the philosophizing, new age, real life, political, everything mixed together, if I try to have a conversation like that with people, there's no conversation to be had. It's not that I gotta go and explain things to them. It's just, it's like we're in the airport and we're going to different destinations. I feel like I know that every destination is a dead end. And I'd like to talk about it instead of just getting on the plane and going towards the dead end. But people have more hope than I do. People still believe in some semblance of the world that we had before. I just really believe we gotta think completely different. We gotta be completely out of the box. Nothing the way it's been before. And the more we try to, okay, let's go back, let's all get vaccinated so we can go back to regular life, I feel like that's a waste of time, and it's gonna mess us up as a species if we keep trying to, in the 80s, if you remember the 80s, people would have a 50s day or they dress up in poodle skirts for the fun of it. I kind of feel like that's what people are doing, where they want to, okay, let's act like it's 1995. Let's act like it's 2004. Let's act like we can, let's mortgage a house. Like all these, there's so many people. And this is the weird thing, because I'm the person who stayed in place this whole time. I'm the person who's been sitting here unable to move, whether it's my brain or my situation. But I've seen so many people, just watching people on YouTube who've moved, taken huge leaps, and I'm like, to where though? To what end? I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people who, because of everything that's happened, who are going to go from being renters to trying to own a home. I've seen that before. That's what the housing crisis was. That's where they got people who weren't really ready to be homeowners, and they got them to get loans they couldn't really deal with, and then a lot of them people ended up being homeless. I feel like the system and the banks and the way things are done, they're always tricking people into ruining themselves. And I'm not saying I hope that everybody who took a leap succeeds, and maybe it's my mistake because I don't want to take a leap, or I don't have any faith in taking a leap because I don't. But it's like the calmest version of Helter Skelter. Every once in a while, I think of Charles Manson. I'm like, he missed it. The race war is coming, and he missed it. It's Helter Skelter. He missed it. But it's like the most calm version of Helter Skelter that nobody's acknowledging. That's the word, I guess. Nobody's acknowledging where we are right now. Everybody's trying to get back to before, or do the things, and let's get back to school, and let's get back to having graduation and football games, and I think it's over. Maybe there are outside forces. Maybe aliens are coming. Maybe I'm a crazy person. But I really can't, for the life of me, I feel like I have to stand still or stay in place or just wait until I know what's going on. Because I feel like I don't know what the hell is going on. If I went outside, if I opened the door tomorrow morning and rain was falling up, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? That's how much I don't feel like I can take anything for granted. That's why when I see these people take a leap, I'm like, they're really taking a leap. But how do they know where they're landing, that there's going to be ground there? That they're not going to fall into a pit of lava? Because what is the future? I mean, for my whole lifetime, whenever anybody planned, in my worldview, whenever they knew the world they were in, they knew that if they moved west, there'd be California over there or something west of here. Not you move west, you end up in, you end up east, because it's what it seems like. Yeah, I know I've talked for too long again. It's alright. Nobody has to watch. I just feel like I think I'm really pissed that I'm here for this. I'm pissed that I'm here for this time. And it's like, it makes me sad. I'm resigned to it. It makes me sad. But I don't want to go through any more shit. And I just know it's going to be a lot of tower moments, as they call it. And just more crap that I don't have the emotional resources left. I don't have it. And I'm just like, I don't want to. And I think that's why I'm waking up angry. I didn't do it. I didn't ask for it. I did everything I could in my life, and it didn't matter. I still ended up in the worst situation. I could have dropped out of high school. I could have dropped out of junior high and sat in this, not at this couch, would have been another couch, sat here in this room in the same place, watched TV and ate potato chips, and I guarantee my life would have been better if I'd never put in any effort. Everything I did made things worse, which is another reason why I just really feel like at this point I feel like I'm just a witness, a Jehovah's Witness, right? I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but a witness for God or the universe to just like write down what's happening, because I'm paying attention when a lot of people are too busy and haven't been paying attention all this time. If I took dictation or I took notes really fast, it would make more sense that I'm this person. But it really feels like sometimes I'm just here watching things and it, putting it in a mental file cabinet that's way past bursting full. I can't remember shit. But maybe I'm like I don't know, a USB cord that goes to a supercomputer somewhere in the ether, and once I take it in, it's gone. Because I just feel like a passerby, or a, just somebody watching what's happening and going, what the hell? And not being able to do jack shit about it, for me or for anybody else. It sucks. It sucks a lot, but I wish I could sit in a coffee shop with somebody and talk about it. But the honest God truth is, I haven't sat in a coffee shop and talked with somebody I felt like I could have a good conversation with in about, decades.